For linear system, output due to weighted sum of inputs should be equal to outputs due to weighted sum of input should be equal to weighted sum of in outputs. Output due to weighted sum of inputs should be equal to weighted sum of outputs. So this is the condition for a linear system. We should just remember this condition and accordingly we should follow, and then only we can declare that the system is a linear system. So how to check that the weighted sum of inputs के through जो output मिल रहा है वो आपका सेम है, ठीक है? That is, the output due to weighted sum of input should be equal to the weighted sum of output. This is a two different case. Now let me just give you the example. For write the question. Question लिखो for a system S. For a system S. S is any system in which xt is the input. And which is producing an output y t. This is the system. Xt is given to a system which is producing an output y t, and this y t is equals to t times xt. Y t is equals to t times xt. Y t is equals to t times xt. So this is what we need to remember, that this is my y t. This is the y t. Now I need to check whether the system is a linear system or not. I need to check whether the system is a linear system or not. Now how can we check? Just by following this thing, that if this is following the condition of linearity or not. Now let us check with each and every step. Let x1t is a system. x1t अगर मेरा input है, तो in that case, what would be my output? It will be y1t. If x1t is the input, the output will be y1t, and this is going to be t times x1t. Correct? This is going to be t times x1t. Now, if x2t is the input, in that case, the output will be y2t, and the y2t is again t times x2t. It is t times x2t. When x1 is the input, the output will be y1t, and y1t equals to t times x1t. Correct? Now, when x2t is the input, the output will be y2t. y2t equals to t times x2t. So this is the thing that we already know. Now, if I take x3t as the another input, let x3t be the linear combination of x1t and x2t. Let x3t be a times x1t plus b times x2t. This is the linear combination of x1t and x2t. The linear combination of x1t and x2t. So this is what I have taken, the linear combination of x1t and x2t. Now when I am applying x3t, the output should be y3t, right? The output due to this input. What is this? This is nothing but my weighted sum of input. Weighted sum of inputs. This x3t is nothing but the weighted sum of input, as I have already explained. This becomes a x1t plus b x2t. Clear? Now when I am applying x3t as an input, that is this one as an input, the output should be y3t. And what is the output? It is t times x3t. T times x3t. Clear? Now, when this is the output, these are my outputs. Okay? This is y1t and y2t. T times x3t will be what? T times a x1t plus t times b x2t. Clear? This is t times a x1t. T gets multiplied here also. T gets multiplied here also. So t times a x1t plus t times b x2t. This is going to be my output. That is y3t. Okay? That is due to the weighted sum of input. Weighted sum of input के लिए को apply करते हैं. So this is what I get as an output. This is my y3t. ठीक है? Now what do I need to check again is that when I am applying the same, that is weighted sum of output. Weighted sum of output मतलब अगर मैं a y1t plus b y2t करती हूँ, this is my weighted sum of output. This is what? This is the weighted sum of output. Now if I apply a y1t plus b y2t, तो क्या हो जाएगा ये? What was my y1t? y1t was t x1t, right? So that becomes t times a x1t plus t times b x2t. Now these two are coming same, exactly same. So that is what I mean to say. Here we have to check by applying these conditions. That is the output. This is the output due to what? Due to my weighted sum of input. Output due to weighted sum of input and the weighted sum of output itself. This one is the output, different output due to x3. x3 क्या था? x3 was our weighted sum of input. Clear? This was the input, the weighted sum of input के through अगर हमें जो भी output मिलता है. When I am applying x3 as an input, what is the output? That is I am getting is tax1t plus tbx2t. That is my y3t. And this is what? This is the weighted sum of output. तो मैं अगर weighted sum of output लेती हूँ a y1t plus b y2t, this is the weighted sum of output. So in that case also I will be getting the same output. Now if these two are same, then only we can say that the system is a linear system. Otherwise, if these two are not coming same, in that case the system will be a non-linear system. ये concept clear हुआ कि नहीं हुआ अभी तक किसी को? Just say yes or no, students. Reply if the concept is clear or not. Yes. Output due to weighted sum of input. This is the output due to weighted sum of input. And this is the weighted sum of output itself. So both the thing has to be same. Output due to weighted sum of input should be equal to weighted sum of outputs. That is what the line was saying. ठीक है, जो statement था उसका वही मतलब था कि output due to weighted sum of inputs and the weighted sum of output should be equal. So is this thing clear or not, students? Reply fast if this is clear. Clear, right, everyone? Anyone is having any doubt in this? I'll explain it again if it is not clear. Yes, it's clear. Now let's check with the another question if this part is clear. Let me take y as x square t. Now again we need to check the linearity for this question. Okay? We need to check the linearity. Now let us start with x1t. Let x1t be my input. In that case the output is y1t and this will be equals to x1 square t. Here this becomes x1 square t. Now if I take x2t is my input, then the output will be y2t. Now here this becomes x2 square t. This is the square term, x2 square t. Now if take x3t, that is the linear combination of the inputs. This is a x1t plus b x2t. ठीक है, this is a x1t plus b x2t. So x3t it is a x1t plus b x2t. ये फिक्स रहेगा. This is a x1t plus b x2t. Now when I am applying x3t as an input, when I am applying x3t as an input, the output will be y3t. The output will be y3t, and it is what? x3t का square. Definitely it's going to be x3t का square. अगर मैं same system में, if I am applying x1t, the output is y1t, and then will be equals to y x1t का square. Now if x2t is by input, if I am taking x2t as another input, the output is y2t, and in that case y2t equals to x2t square. Clear? Now if I take this one as my input, if this is the combination of x1t and x2t as an input, that is a x1t plus b x2t as my x3, then in that case if I am applying x3 as an input, this will be producing an output y3t, and y3 is equals to x3t ka square, and this is going to be a x1t plus b x2t the whole square. होगा, this is going to be a x1t plus b x2t, because what is my x3t? x3t is this one. This is the complete x3t. So this is going to be a x1t plus b x2t the whole square. Now we can further expand it also, but that is again not required. Now if I take weighted sum of output, weighted sum of outputs, in that case this becomes a y1t plus b y2t, a y1t plus b y2t. And now what is this? A y1t is what? If I apply a to it, this becomes a x1 square t plus b x2 square t. That's it. This is the weighted sum of output. Weighted sum of output, if I take, this becomes a x1t square b x2t square. Okay? And this is the weighted sum of output. But this one is the output due to weighted sum of inputs. Are these two same? दोनों same है क्या? These are same or not? Are they same? Yes?
No, ma'am.
No, they are not same. They cannot be same. In fact, this becomes a square x1t square plus b square x2t square plus 2ab x1t into x2t. And this is just a x1t square plus b x2t square. So these two are not same. Hence, the system is a non-linear system. Hence, the system is a non-linear system. Now, this is how we have to prove whether the system is a linear or non-linear system. By just finding out this thing, पहले तो हम ये लिखेंगे x1t x2t input है तो आपका output क्या रहेगा, ठीक है? Now we have to take this as an input. This is what? This is nothing but our weighted sum of input. This we don't have to forget. We cannot even forget this is weighted sum of inputs. ठीक है, तो ये आपका weighted sum of inputs हो जाएगा. In this case, x3t is always a x1t plus b x2t. Clear? Now when we apply x3t, we'll be getting the output as y3t. Definitely. Now y3t in that case it becomes x3t का square. Clear? तो ये आपका complete square हो जाएगा. Now we'll take the another part, that is weighted sum of outputs. A weighted sum of output, it is always a y1t plus b y2t. You already know this thing. Okay, now a times y1t. Now what is our y1t? Y1t is this one. So this becomes a x1t ka square plus b y2t, and so that becomes b x2t ka square. Now we have to check with these two. That is, we have to check with weighted output due to weighted sum of inputs as well as weighted sum of outputs. So if these two are same, then we can declare that the system is a linear system. Otherwise, it's a non-linear system. Now, I guess the concept is clear to everyone. It's clear, right? Do we need to explain it again? Is it clear or not? Reply, students. I'm waiting. now wants me to explain it again. अगर किसी को नहीं समझ में आया है तो मैं अभी एक्सप्लेन करूंगी बिकॉज़ इसके क्वेश्चंस हमेशा आते हैं एग्जाम में. यू शुड नो हाउ टू चेक द लीनियरिटी ऑफ द सिस्टम. ठीक है, दैट इज how we can check by the weighted sum of inputs and by the weighted sum of output whether the system is linear system or non-linear system. That was the another question that we did. Now let us check with another question. Y of n equals to 2 times xn plus 3. Now this, can you just tell me that whether it's going to be linear system or non-linear system? Just I'm waiting for 2 minutes. Just do it by your own and give me the answer whether the system is going to be a linear system or non-linear system. Do it by yourself, students. Write out. Just check by x1n and by x2n. x1n लोगे तो this becomes y1n. If you take x2n, this becomes y2n. Then finally we have to take x3n. x3n will be a times x1n plus b times x2n. तो accordingly we'll get the y3n. ठीक है, तो उससे आप चेक करके बताओ कि whether it is a linear system or non-linear system. Yes. x1n will produce an output y1n. x1n will produce an output y1n and this becomes 2 x1n plus 3. Clear? Then x2n will produce an output y2n and this becomes 2 x2n plus 3. Has anybody done? किसी का आंसर आया? नहीं आया? This is how we'll do x1n and x2n. Now we'll take x3n. x3n is a x1n plus b x2n. a x1n plus b x2n. ठीक है? Now with this input, if I apply x3n, the output is y3n, and this is y3n is what? 2 times x3n plus 3. Clear? It is a linear system. Everyone has got linear. Okay, let's check. यहाँ तक clear है? Just concentrate here now, everyone. यहाँ तक clear है? Is this part clear? x3n is going to be a x1n plus b x2n. Now when I apply x3n to the system, this is x3n. I'll get the output as y3n. I'll get the output as y3n. Now this y3n will be 2x3n plus 3. होगा ये 2x3n plus 3. Now what is my x3n? It is nothing but 2 times 2a x1n. ये पूरा आपका मल्टीप्लाई हो जाएगा x3n की जगह पे 2a x1n plus 2b x2n plus 3. होगा ये? When I apply x3n to my system, the output will be y3n and this is 2x3n plus 3. ठीक है? Now in case of x3n, I have just written the entire x3n, that is ax1n plus bx2n. So you get a 2ax1n plus 2bx2n plus 3. Plus 3 will remain as it is. ठीक है? Now what I have to take? The weighted sum of output, that is a y1n plus b y2n. What is going to be a y1n? मतलब मुझे इसमें a मल्टीप्लाई करना है. This becomes 2a x1n plus here a gets multiplied. This becomes 3a होगा plus 3a होगा कि नहीं होगा? Because a y1n we are multiplying. So this becomes 2ax1n plus 3a. होगा right? Everyone agrees with me? Is this part clear?
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ, अब हमें क्या करना है? dy2n लेना है. dy2n मतलब 2p x2n plus 3p. ये weighted sum of outputs, and this one is output due to weighted sum of input. Are these two same? ये दोनों सेम आ रहा है क्या? No, they are not same. They will be non-linear. They are non-linear because of these constants. Because of these constants, they will be non-linear. So just be very careful whenever we check. It is not going to be a linear. Whenever you get the constant term, अगर constant term आ रहा है तो वो कभी भी linear नहीं होगा. Clear? It is going to be a non-linear. This part is clear, everyone? This we are checking x3n. x3n is producing an output by 3n. And what is my x3n? It is nothing but ax1n plus b x2n. ये ठीक है? ax1n plus b. ये fixed रहेगा. Weighted sum of input will always be fixed. ax1n plus b x2n. Now with this input, the output will be by 3n. By 3n will be 2 times where I am having input. वहाँ पर वो x3n हो जाएगा. Plus 3 will remain as it is. उसमें कुछ नहीं होगा. Now x3n की जगह पर हमने ये पूरा रख दिया है. 2ax1n plus 2bx2n plus 3 will be as it is. ठीक है? Now this is the second part of the question. We'll take the weighted sum of output. The weighted sum of output is a/1n plus b/2n. Okay? a/1n मतलब a times this is my y1n. ठीक है? a मतलब 2ax1n plus 3a हो जाएगा. 2ax1n plus 3a हो जाएगा. b times y2n. So 2bx2n plus 3b. This becomes 3b. ठीक है? So ये आपका 3b हो गया. Now these two are, because they are different due to these constant terms, so they will be non-linear. Is this part clear? Clear now, everyone? So let's do another type of questions. Y of t is x of t square. Y of t is x of t square. ये बताओ linear होगा non-linear होगा? Yes, y of t is x of t square. Whether it's going to be a linear or non-linear system. x of t square है. x1t will produce an output y1t, and this is equals to x1t square. x2t will produce an output y2t. This is x2t square. Now x3t, the weighted sum of input is a x1t plus b x2t. Now if I give x3t as an input, the output will be y3t, and y3t is nothing but this is the x3t square. होगा ये x3, ये t में square है, so we cannot change anything inside it. This will be x3t square. x3t square आपका input ही है, that is not defined actually. x3t square ही है वो. This is x1 है, तो x1t square रहेगा, तो x2 है, तो it will be x2t square. Now when I am taking x3, तो ये आपका x3t square हो जाएगा. Then if I expand it, इसको पूरा expand करूँगी, this will be a x1t square b x2t square. That's it. मतलब x1t जो भी है मेरा वो यही हो जाएगा. ठीक है? So that is going to be my x3t y3t. ये आपका as it is आ जाएगा. ठीक है. Now if I take a by 1 t plus b by 2 t, what is my a by 1 t? A by 1 t is a x1 t square plus b x2 t square. So are they linear? Are they linear? Yes, they are linear.
Yes, yes.
Because both are coming same. ठीक है? Because both are coming same. दोनों output same है. The output due to the weighted sum of inputs as well as the weighted sum of outputs are same. So the system is a linear system. Clear now? So that is how we can just declare that the system is a linear or non-linear system. Now let us do a little difficult one. Just concentrate actually here, otherwise you will not be able to understand how to check the linearity. This is a very important and the question always comes in the exam. Yt is e to the power xt. Yt is e to the power xt. ठीक है? Now can anyone check whether the system is linear or non-linear? Can you check it? Yt is e to the power xt. ये e के पावर में xt है, ठीक है? Now if I take the y1 t, if the input is x1 t, the output will be y1 t and it is going to be e to the power x1 t. होगा? Now if my input is x2 t, this is producing an output y2 t. And this will be e to the power x2t, e to the power x2t. Clear? And then if the inputs are a x3t is a x1t plus b x2t. Now if I give x3t as input, the output will be y3t. This becomes e to the power x3t. Clear? This becomes e to the power x3t. x3t हो जाएगा ये. Now this is going to be e to the power this entire x3, e to the power a x1t plus b x2t. ठीक है? This becomes e to the power a x1t plus b x2t. So this is our output due to weighted sum of input. Now if I take a by 1 t plus b by 2 t, a by 1 t क्या हो जाएगा? It is non-linear, correct? This becomes a by 1 t, a e to the power x1 t plus b e to the power x2 t. So these two are not same. It's going to be a non-linear system. Correct. I guess everyone has got the concept that how to check whether the system is a linear or non-linear system. This is due to the weighted sum of input. This is the output due to weighted sum of input, and this is the weighted sum of output itself. And we have to check by these two whether they are coming same or not, and that is how we can check and declare that the system is a linear or non-linear system. ठीक है? So these are all about the linearity check. Let us do the last question and then we'll proceed with the time varying or time variant or invariant system. If y of n is x of n cos omega n, x of n cos omega n, whether it's going to be a linear or non-linear system. ठीक है? Again, we'll check by the inputs. If x1 n is an input, it is producing an output y1 n, and this is going to be x1 n cos omega n. If x2n is the input, it is producing an output y2n, and this is x2n cos omega n. Clear? So this is due to the inputs x1n and x2n. Now if I am having input x3n, which is a x1n plus b x2n, then if I apply the input x3n, the output will be y3n, and it is going to be x3n cos omega n. Now what is x3n? It is a x1n cos omega n plus b x2n cos omega n, because the cos omega n is getting multiplied with entire x3n, so I am multiplying it to the entire x3n. So a x1n है तो a x1n cos omega n हो जाएगा, b x2n cos omega n हो जाएगा. This part is clear. It's coming linear. Okay, let me check. Then a y1n plus b y2n. A y1n मतलब a gets multiplied to this term, तो a x1n cos omega n plus b gets multiplied to this term, b x2n cos omega n. Hence both are coming same and they are linear system. Correct. This one is a linear system. ठीक है? चलो. So we are done with the linear and non-linearity check of any of the system. That is how we check whether the system is a linear system or non-linear system. Okay? So we'll now proceed with the another type of system, which is a time variant system or time invariant system. That is, it varies with time or it doesn't vary with time. So we have to check by the condition that whether it is a time variant system or time invariant system. Time variant, invariant or time varying. How can we check whether the system is a time invariant or time varying? Time invariant मतलब time से vary नहीं करेगा. The system will remain as it is. Whether we vary the time, अगर हम time vary करते हैं तो भी उसके according the system will remain as it is. That will be a time invariant system. But if system is changing, if the system's output is changing, then in that case we call it as a time variant system. ठीक है? So invariance is the property of the system which makes the behavior of the system independent of time. Time invariance is the property of the system which makes the system behavior as it is independent of time. Okay? Now if xt is the input and I am getting an output yt, for input xt the output is yt, and if then x of t minus capital T, अगर मैं t minus capital T apply करती हूँ, then in that case the output will be yt minus capital T. मतलब ये as it is shift हो जाएगा. If I am shifting the input, the output will also get shifted. Are you getting my point? जैसे मैं इनपुट को शिफ्ट कर रही हूँ, यहाँ पर t माइनस t करना मतलब क्या हुआ? आई एम शिफ्टिंग द इनपुट, इनपुट को मैं शिफ्ट कर रही हूँ, अकॉर्डिंगली द आउटपुट विल आल्सो गेट शिफ्टेड, उसी के अकॉर्डिंगली मेरा आउटपुट भी शिफ्ट हो जाएगा. तो ये अगर कंडीशन है तो इट इज कॉल्ड एज टाइम इनवेरिएंट सिस्टम. Clear? Now let me just give you the example of time variant or invariant system. Let us say if this is my input, ठीक है? If this is my input For this, I am getting this as an output. This is the system. This one is the system. This is the input and this is the output. Clear? तो ये मेरा सिस्टम है जिसमें मैं ये इनपुट दे रही हूँ और ये मुझे एज एन आउटपुट मिल रहा है. अब इसमें if I am shifting it by a factor of t, if I am ये मेरा xt है and this is my y t, ठीक है. Now if I am shifting it by x of t minus t, तो ये मेरा सपोज यहाँ शिफ्ट हो गया, ठीक है. ये 0 पे था तो ये t पे आ गया. It is shifted by a factor of t. Then in that case, if I am getting an output which is also shifted by a factor of t, that is y of t minus t, then the system is said to be a time invariant system. अगर ये इनपुट देती हूँ, if I am giving this as an input, I am getting this as an output. Clear? If I am giving this as an input, I am getting this as an output. If I am giving this as an input, अगर मैं ये input दे रही हूँ, तो मेरा output ये मिल रहा है. Clear? Output ये मिल रहा है. And one important thing, कि ये output है, इसको भी अगर मैं y of t minus t करती हूँ, तो ये मिलना चाहिए. There are two things. Again, there are two things that we need to understand. First is the shift due to the shift in input, the shift in the output due to shift in input, shift in the output due to shift in input. Input shift किया तो मुझे shifted output मिल रहा है, ठीक है. Input को shift किया तो I am getting shifted output. And if I shift the output itself, ये मेरा output है, इसको मैंने shift किया तो भी मुझे यही मिल रहा है. So if these two are same, then the system is a time invariant system. Just be with me and listen very carefully. The shift in the output due to shift in the input. Shift in the output due to shift in the input should be equals to the shift due to this output. ठीक है? The shifted output जो हम input को shift कर रहे हैं, इनपुट को शिफ्ट कर रहे हैं तो उसके अकॉर्डिंग विल गेट सर्टेन आउटपुट. एंड अगर हम इस आउटपुट को ही शिफ्ट कर दें, हमारे पास आउटपुट का है सिग्नल ऑलरेडी, इसको अगर हम शिफ्ट कर रहे हैं तो अगर ये दोनों आउटपुट सेम आ रहा है, इस आउटपुट को शिफ्ट करने के बाद और अगर हम इनपुट को शिफ्ट करते हैं तो उससे जो आउटपुट प्रोड्यूस होता है, तो इन दैट केस वी कैन डिक्लेयर दैट द सिस्टम इज अ टाइम इनवेरिएंट सिस्टम. समझ में आया कि नहीं आया आपको? We have two things to understand. Just let me just clear you. Write it down, everyone. I'll write everything and then we'll be clear. If the delayed output is equal to the output due to delayed input, input for all possible values of t, then the system is time invariant. ठीक है? If y t with shift in t is equals to yt minus t. मतलब जो yt है, whatever is my output yt, उसी में हमने शिफ्ट कर दिया है, उसी को हमने शिफ्ट कर दिया. It is producing yt minus t. ठीक है? And if these two are same, the output that we are getting due to shifted input. This is the output we are getting due to shifted input, and this is the output due to the shift in the output itself. Okay, when these two are same, when if this is same to y t minus t, then the system is time invariant. ठीक है, otherwise it is a time variant system. मतलब ये condition, this is the output due to shift in the input and this is the shift in the output itself. So these two has to be same, then we call it as a time invariant system. Now there are certain things that we need to know that if the system is an invariant or not. If the system is described by differential equation, if the system is described by differential equation, we can directly declare, if the system is described by differential equation, the time invariance can be found by observing the coefficient of the differential equation. If the system is described by differential equation, okay? If the system is described by differential equation, then in that case we can, the time invariance can be found by observing the coefficients of the differential equations. ठीक है, coefficient of the differential equation. This is the first point. Second point says if the coefficients are constant. If the coefficients are constant, then the system is time invariant. If the coefficients are constant, then the system is time invariant. Next point, if the coefficients are functions of time. Functions of time, then the system is time varying. Time varying system. Okay? So these are the 3 points that we need to remember. If the system is described by any differential equation, we need to check the coefficient of the differential terms. तो सबके coefficient को terms रहेंगे, उनके coefficients को check करना पड़ेगा. If the coefficients are constant, then the system is directly declared that the system is a time invariant system. And if the coefficients are the functions of time, then in that case we can declare that the system is a time varying system. Okay, so that is how we can define in system whether the system is a time variant system or time invariant system. I'll just give you one simple example that you can check whether the system is a time invariant system or a time varying system. Okay, if I write 3 d square by t by dt square 2 dy t by dt plus 4 by t is equals to 5xt. What is it? It's a time variant or invariant system? 2d square yt by dt square plus 2 dyt by dt plus 4yt is equals to 5 times xt. What is it? Whether it's time variant or invariant?
Invariant.
Invariant. It's a time invariant because all the coefficients are constant. We can say that here also here it is constant 3, here also it is constant 2, here also it is constant 4 and there also it is 5. Hence it is a time invariant system, not variant. It's a time invariant system because all the coefficients are constant. Clear? There is no coefficient which is having the function of t. Like suppose if I just add 2t 2t dy t by dt. Now it is becoming time variant. ठीक है? If I just add 2t dy t by dt, it is becoming time variant. Now if I remove this t, this will be completely invariant system. Clear now? The differential term coefficient part is clear कि अगर कोई भी differential equation के term में आपका system described है, so in that case we will just check with the coefficient of the differential terms, and if the coefficients are constant terms, we can directly declare that the system is a time invariant system. If the coefficients are the function of time, in that case we will declare that the system is a time variant system. ठीक है? So that is how we decide whether the system is a time variant or invariant system. Now if I write y of n plus 3y n minus 1 plus 5y n minus 2 is equals to 2 times xn. This is in discrete. This one is in discrete. Now what is it? Tell me whether it's variant or invariant.
Invariant.
This is again a time invariant system because all the coefficients here again this is in terms of differential equation only. In discrete we write it in terms of in discrete we write it in this form yn minus 1 by n minus 2. ठीक है? So this one is again the constant. The coefficient is constant. Here also the coefficient is constant. Here also it is constant and there also it is constant. So all the coefficients are constant and hence the system is again time invariant system. Clear now? चलो let's end the class today for today.
मैम
हाँ?
मैम अगर इसको वेरिएंट करना है तो उसमें क्या ऐड करना पड़ेगा?
फंक्शन ऑफ टाइम है ना, तो यहाँ पर हम 3n लगा देंगे, 3n और 3n स्क्वायर समथिंग लाइक दैट. ठीक है?
Yes.
n है ना, यहाँ पर डिस्क्रीट है तो हम n लगाते हैं. We in discrete we call n as our time function. Here we directly write t as our time function. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.